Okay, this comment is coming from Tamiko. And she says, thank you for showing the clip and even asking the question, because I honestly believe a lot of people are thinking it. I see it on folks' faces when I'm out walking and talking to voters. People are mad, and I'm not going to lie. Jasmine Crockett really gives a voice to that anger. I respect that. But at the same time, we need results. And to get results, especially when you're in the minority, you need somebody who can reach across the aisle and bring some sanity back to the Senate. I'm tired of the floor looking like a reality TV show. I'm ready for government to start working for the people again. That's why I believe James Tallarico can win and deliver. And so what do you guys think about what she's saying? And I know, because when I put these videos out, there are a lot of people on both sides. Tallarico camp, you have the Crockett camp, and they're going back and forth in the comments. And when I put out videos just talking about the Texas primary, there are a lot of people that are in the comment section, a lot of people. And that's good. That means people are engaged. People are really paying attention to this race. And that's good, because this is a race that could determine who is going to take control of the Senate. Are Republicans going to maintain that control? Or are we going to see Democrats take control of the Senate? So I want to know, do you agree with what she's saying? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, let's take a look at some of the latest polling coming out of Texas. So we're looking at the Republican primary here. We're looking at Real Clear Politics, and what they do is they average the polls. And so if we're looking at the top here in yellow, we're going to go across and we'll look and see Paxton's at plus 2%. Okay, so you have Hunt currently at 19.5%, Cornyn at 27.8%, and Paxton at 29.8%. We start looking at some of the individual polls. This is University of Houston poll conducted between January 20th and January 31st. 550 likely voters, Paxton at 38, Cornyn at 31, Hunt at 17. So you have Paxton at plus 7. Now looking at this JL Partners, this was conducted between January 31st and February 3rd. 600 likely voters, Paxton at 27, Cornyn at 26, Hunt at 26. Now, this is really interesting, because we could potentially see a case where we have a runoff between Paxton and Hunt. If Hunt gets, if he's a higher vote getter, if he's the top 2 vote getter, then that would drop Cornyn off, and Cornyn, the incumbent, wouldn't even be in the runoff. And so that could potentially happen. We could see that. Okay, looking at one more poll, this is Emerson. This was conducted between January 10th and January 12th. 550 likely voters. You have Paxton at 27. You have Cornyn at 26. You have Hunt at 16. So you have Paxton at plus 1. Okay, now moving to the Democratic side. So we have Real Clear Politics average right now is showing a dead heat. It's a tie. So you have Hassan at 1.5. You have Tallarico at 41. You have Crockett at 41. And so that's the average of the polls. Looking at the University of Houston poll conducted between January 20th and January 31st, 550 likely voters, Crockett at 47, Tallarico at 39, Hassan at 2. So Crockett is plus 8. Looking at the TPOR poll, this was conducted between January 14th and January 21st, 1,290 likely voters, Crockett at 38, Tallarico at 37. You have Crockett plus 1. Looking at the Emerson poll, conducted between January 10th and January 12th, 413 likely voters, Crockett at 38, Tallarico at 47, Hassan at 1. Tallarico is plus 9. So when you add all of these up and you do the average, you're looking at a tie there. And so the race between Tallarico and Crockett is very, very tight, very, very close. Everyone is going to have their eyes. March 3rd, we're going to be taking a look at the returns, and I'll probably do a live stream on that day. And so for Tallarico and Crockett, this is the way it's looking now. Looking at the polling, this is going to be a really close race. So now I want to look at Tallarico versus Paxton and Crockett versus Paxton. What are we looking at if that plays out? And I'm looking at Paxton mainly because right now he is, when we're looking at the polling, he is the front runner. So when we look at Paxton against Crockett, we have Paxton plus 1. Okay, so if we look at the average here, we have Crockett 44.5. You have Paxton at 45.5. Looking at some of the individual polls, University of Houston poll conducted between January 20th and 31st, 1,502 likely voters. The margin of error is there, 2.5. And then we have Paxton at 45, Crockett at 43. And so Paxton is +2. And then looking at the Emerson poll conducted between January 10th and January 12th, 1,165 likely voters. Margin of error there is 2.8. You have Paxton at 46 and Crockett at 46. And so that is a tie. Okay, now let's look at Tallarico. So looking at Tallarico overall, we have a spread of +1. So it's the same spread. We're looking at Tallarico at 45% and Paxton at 46%. So looking at the individual polls here, you have the University of Houston conducted between January 20th and 31st, 1,502 likely voters. Margin of error is 2.5. Paxton is at 46. Tallarico is at 44. The spread there is +2. And then looking at Emerson, conducted between January 10th and January 12th, you have 1,165 likely voters. Margin of error there is 2.8. Paxton's at 46. Tallarico's at 46. And that is a tie. And so when we're looking at the breakdown here between Paxton, Crockett, Paxton, and Tallarico, it's the same. The same numbers. +2, +1 overall for Paxton, +2 for Paxton with the University of Houston, and then we have a tie with Emerson. And so that could potentially mean that if we do see a Tallarico or a Crockett versus Paxton, the results are probably going to be very, very close, and they're going to be the same within that margin of error, which is very important because that could mean that Crockett could win in Texas. Tallarico could also win in Texas against Paxton. Now, when we look at Cornyn, the numbers might be a little bit different. Maybe I'll do it in a separate video. I'll do that. But the reality is, I think Cornyn is really struggling now, and I think Paxton will probably have enough to win in Texas in this primary and move forward and run in the general against the Democrat. And so I want to know what you guys think about the Texas race. Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more. And remember, stay informed, stay engaged, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye. So that's all we have for this video. Make sure if you guys want to send me an email, you can do that, david@thetecshow.com. Like the video, subscribe for more, and check out these videos over here for some more great content. Talk to you later. Bye.